Hey there, friends. I want to wish you a happy new year and welcome you to our brand new feature, After Hours Idioms. On this show, we're going to learn some English idioms and talk to other English teachers about how and when to use them. Speaking of which, let's invite our first guest onto the show. Welcome onto the show, Teacher Brandon.
Great to be here, guys. Good to see you again, David.
Good to see you too, Matt. Now, as I was just telling them, we got our whole show about idioms here, and our first idiom is to stop and smell the roses. Now, are we talking about just going for a walk in a garden, or what does this really mean?
Well, that sounds nice, but I don't think that's exactly what we're getting at here. If we're saying to stop and smell the roses, we mean to slow down and make time to enjoy the simple things in life, especially when life is really stressful.
Absolutely. You know, I heard this used in some examples. Like, for example, you could say to somebody, listen, you can't keep working these 80-hour work weeks, John. You have to stop and smell the roses, or else what is all that work even for? Right? It's kind of a dramatic example, but that's a time when you would use that idiom. But how about you? Is there any time that you have heard that idiom used in your life?
Yeah, I think if I'm really busy, maybe, for example, maybe my wife will say, Brandon, you have to stop and smell the roses. You can't just keep your life so busy like this. So in other words, stop, relax, enjoy life a bit. Don't just keep in that same rhythm of work, 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 busy, busy, busy.
That's right. Stop and smell the roses. Now, our next idiom is connected to that one, right? It means something very similar. It is to take a breather. So what does it mean to take a breather? Does it mean to really stop and be like, is that what they're talking about?
Sometimes we forget to breathe. Is that what you're saying?
We do. Well, hey, man, I do
so.
Sometimes.
This is a great idiom. To take a breather means to take a short break from some sort of activity. Maybe you're working on something, some task, and you say, I need to take a breather.
You know, you're right. It's a little bit different from stopping and smelling the roses, right? Because to stop and smell the roses maybe maybe it's like you've been doing all of this stuff for so long and now you need to stop. Whereas take a breather, maybe it's like you're going on a hike with somebody and you tell them, hey, you can go ahead and finish the hike. I'm going to stop here and take a breather, and maybe I'll meet up with you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Or maybe you're working on a project at work and you tell your team, let's take a breather. It means let's take a break and then we'll come back later and continue working on the project.
Right, exactly. So if you're taking a breather, it's maybe you're taking a short break from something that you're doing, whereas if you have to stop and smell the roses, maybe that's has a bigger meaning for your life. Like you've been working for really long and you have to stop, slow down, and learn to appreciate life again.
Yes, sounds good. We should all do that right now.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. Thank you, Teacher Brandon. Yes. Why don't we take a breather before we come back for our next episode?